shouting out some that people are familiar with, but a lot more deeper, man. Books like Dale Carnegie's of the World or your John C. Maxwell's that's developing the leader around you, within you, all those things, man. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely makes a difference. You know, you got to fill this thing up first, or none of this stuff out here in this supposed real world means anything if you don't know how to control this. Your
Absolutely,
mindset got to be straight.
100%, man.
Yeah, yeah. So you say you're doing real estate now down in the Louisiana market, or are you doing multiple markets?
Oh, we in all 50 states, man. We JVing all over the country, man. We changing people's lives, helping people, the whole nine. The biggest thing is as far as when it comes to buying and holding or buying and making it and doing any flips, we doing it here locally, but we JVing all across the country though.
It
So
makes
yeah.
sense. So that's how you was able to do all those deals. Like, we working with people, so you got connections pretty much everywhere.
Actually, man, I just started working with people this year. Last year, that was just me. That was just me and my wife just going hard. I probably done like maybe like 2 or 3 deals out of state, but for the most part, that was all here locally.
Right, right. So do you see yourself kind of helping people that are just kind of getting into the business, and you're like, well, I'm gonna help you through and we'll just work the deal together, and you kind of teach them as you go? Or are you just,
Yeah.
what are you doing to kind of branch out?
Um, as far as when it comes to growth and expansion, man, we take on all different levels of people. That depends on their skill set and what they're looking for. We tend to find a lot of people that's more so entry level. Maybe they're 2 3 months in, still haven't found a deal. Maybe they have that information overload, like where I was at when I first started in real estate. So we just try to be more of a guiding light for them to be able to find success in this business for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool, cool. So what was it that kind of made you realize that, I need to go ahead and branch out, because me and my wife, we working the heck out of ourselves? Is that what it was? Or what was it that made you decide to get some team members?
Deal Machine, man. Deal Machine was probably like the biggest thing. The Drum for Dollars app, building your team, having deal finders all over the country, man. That was big for us because we did a deal in Columbia, Tennessee, and we ain't never been. It was like, and that was from Driving for Dollars, and then we did a deal in South Carolina. That was from having a deal finder find a deal. So just being able to branch off with Deal Machine and putting it out there on social media. Hey, we're looking to do deals in all 50 states. Looking to work with that guy or girl that's still new to real estate, or have done a deal but haven't done a deal in a while. So we just like to we're go givers, man. So we like to give back pretty much. So the more you help, man, that's just our attitude, just being able to help more people for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So being able to touch other states without even being in them, man, and just seeing the power of real estate, that was like mind blowing to me. Mind
Yeah.
blowing.
So you're an advocate of the virtual real estate. You love virtual. Is that what I'm
Oh yeah,
hearing?
I love virtual, man. Virtual is where it's at for sure. Is where it's at because it's nothing like being able to do a deal without even seeing a seller, seeing a property, even having a conversation with a seller, and then the
Yeah.
checks just get cut. Like
And,
that's
and I and I
beautiful.
hear a lot of people getting stopped up, starting out in the business early on, like, oh, I gotta find a way to get to the house to go see the house. And I'm like, you don't really
Yeah,
need to see the house. Not right now.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. And the biggest thing we coach on is relationship. People don't care much, until they know how much you care. So, it's just one of those things where you have to be able to build somebody's mindset on, hey, let's get away from the money and focus more on the person in front of you. Build that genuine relationship, find out what really is going on, so they could really give you those pain points or really give you those motivations, so you can be able to actually use that to help them out of their situation rather than worrying about your situation. And that's just how we do it.
So it's all about service, help
Oh
serving
yeah,
others,
service,
helping others.
service, service, service. Servicing people, man. Big on that for sure. You have to be of service of the community, of other people, for you to be able to grow and get what you're looking for. You have to take yourself out of the equation and become more selfless rather than selfish. And
Mm.
it works wonders when you start focusing less on what you want and more on what other people need.
Yeah, I would agree with that 1,000% over. And so when people, so walk me through a situation that you may have had recently or in the past where you actually used the app or whatever to find that deal. How did you go through with working with the seller? Was it all just over the phone, email? How do you normally do it?
Perfect. So let's take a. We just closed a deal out in South Carolina, for instance, and the deal was a we one of my guys, um, one of my coaching students out there in South Carolina, what they did was they do a lot of drawing for dollars because we focus on drawing for dollars and cold calling. So they drove for dollars, input the deal into the app. I just send out the postcard itself, and then the sellers reply back to me, and I say, hey, look, I'm just gonna have my business partner set up an appointment with you, and they're going to take pictures of the property and get back to me, and then we could go from there. But I'm also making sure that I qualify the sellers to make sure everything makes sense. So we're talking about the condition of the property, talking about the motivation as far as why they want to sell their property. We're talking about the timeline as far as how long, when they want to sell it. And then we also talking about that price. So we got to pull all of those qualifications out of them before we even go on the appointment. So once we go on the appointment, now my deal finder or my business partner is set up for success because they already know what they're getting themselves into, you know?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So you when you find a deal, you automatically send them a postcard, or do you take the time and say, let's try to call them first?
Oh no, we cold call as well. So we send postcards and we cold call. So if we can't reach them, then we're gonna send them some postcards. We're gonna flood them with some postcards for sure. But we definitely cold call them first. So we'll skip trace and find a sister, a brother, a cousin, a father. It doesn't matter. We're gonna call everybody down the line, and we're gonna see who we get and who knows this person that owns the property.
Right, right. Okay, and so for people who may not know, because sometimes we get brand new people that may be brand new to real estate, what is driving for dollars, and when they're doing it, what are they really looking for?
Distress. I mean, driving for dollars is probably like the most it's the cheapest way to actually get into wholesaling real estate or just real estate in itself because all you need is to have a car and just put $20 in your tank and have your phone on you and you're just looking for distressed property. So you're driving your neighborhood and just seeing if there's grass uncut or the garage might be busted, the roof might have some tarp on it. The fascia board might be a little bit off. The gutter is falling apart. You're looking for distressed properties whenever you're driving for dollars. And you might be in that nice neighborhood, you might be in that not so nice neighborhood, but you're looking for the ugliest house on the block for you to be able to find that person and contact them. That's driving for dollars. Probably the most cheapest and easiest way to actually get started in your real estate business for sure. All you need is $20, a car. You don't even need a car, man. You could call you an Uber
Or a bike,
or a bike.
or you can walk.
Right. Like you need to get into that neighborhood and just be able to just find that distressed property. And that's it.
So it's all about finding the deal. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me.
Oh yeah, all day, man. The money is in the deal. The money is in the deal. So if you're able to find deals, right, 9 out of 10 times you can find buyers. But if you're out here shopping for buyers, I mean, it's kind of like one of those things which come first, the chicken or the egg, right? But for me, I know for me and what works for our business is being able to find deals and then just having floods of buyers just in our inbox, in our like all over, just like, oh, tell me more about the deal. Oh, is it vacant? Can I go look at it? What's the AR? All these different things, man. But that's just us being able to put together great deals for buyers, for sure.
Right, right. And so when people actually take the time to, so say you send people out to look for houses and things like that, do you always just tell them to, look for certain types of houses in certain neighborhoods? Do you give them the areas, or you just say, go look where you want to look?
I say find your nice area in your city and just go driving and looking for those ugly houses on the block. So needle in the haystack, that's what you're looking for.
So not a block with 12 vacants.
No, not at all. That no, you want something where people are actually living on that block for sure. So
Yeah, because
people are
I had
living on the block, people are buying in that area. I mean, there's times where that could work if you're working with more so hedge fund people that looking to buy a of properties, yeah, that could definitely work for sure. So, but to start out, man, you want to keep it simple, and the simplest thing is go to that neighborhood. It don't necessarily have to be top of the line, high class neighborhood, because a lot of times in those neighborhoods, people are just keeping up with the Joneses, so they all put on the front anyways. So that's where you're gonna find your pre foreclosure. But I'm talking about something that's gonna be simple and easy for you. Just go to a neighborhood that you know is a nice or decent area, but you know there's gonna be a couple rough houses in that area for sure. And that's what you want to be able to do.
Yeah, yeah, because I had a couple of so-called deal finders helping me at one time when I first kind of started, and they went out on the blocks in the worst part of town. I'm like, nah, man. You can see every house was like across the street, like boom, boom. Like, nah, I ain't finna
Oh
pay you
yeah,
for
I had that
that,
too.
bro.
I had that too as well, man. That's why I had to be more specific. Hey, look, go in your decent or nice area where you can find that ugly duckling on the block, man. Just not every single one of them have to be crazy, but you want to definitely find that one that sticks out for sure.
Definitely. And I would also add, find out what's the hottest zip code in your town, where they're
Oh
doing the
yeah,
most cash deals. Drive that area because, that's where they're actually turning and flipping properties all the time. You want to be able to get somewhere where business is happening, not just some dead out in the middle of nowhere,
oh
no
yeah.
man's land.
You want to be in you want to be with the action pretty much. So you want to be
Exactly.
where the action is at. If you're where the action is at, you're going to make money. If you're out here chasing a pipe dream and you're talking about, well, it's 30 miles away from downtown and all this extra stuff. No, man, you want to go where there's actually properties. Don't go where you got a house and then 10 miles down the road there's another house. No.
Yep.
So you gotta find a deal where deals are happening for sure. Construction sites, even if you're a new guy or girl and you wanna go join like your local investment group, where they're giving information as well. You're gonna meet up with a lot of tired landlords at those meetings that's just looking off their property. So just don't go announcing, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I'm trying to find you some deals.
That don't even sound right. I'm just a wholesaler. Like, what the hell is a wholesaler? You
Right,
wholesaling sugar or food or what the hell? What's a wholesaler?
right.
You can
If,
wholesale
if you,
anything.
right, if you're gonna go to those meetings, man, at least find you a couple of deals to bring with you. You'll probably find some buyers as well. So it's a great way to get started in real estate. Finding deals, and you can't find no buyers. Well, go to a real estate invested meeting, man. You'll find plenty of buyers. Everybody want to buy until it's time to buy, though. So it's just
Exactly. So you mentioned driving for dollars. You
yes,
also
sir.
mentioned going to your local real estate meeting. What are some other ways that you have found deals, creative ways for marketing to actually attract this motivated seller that we're looking for?
Man, I've done deals where I've gone into gas stations. I've gone into libraries. Everywhere I go, I just let people know I buy properties. I'm a real estate investor. So I'm letting them know, hey, do you know if anybody's selling their property? I buy properties. So referrals, hey, I pay up to $500 just for a referral. Just for you referring me to somebody. If we close on the deal, I'll cut you a check for $500. So little stuff like that works. Also, Craigslist. We just found a deal on Craigslist the other night, like 10 o'clock at night. We were on Craigslist, and I got on the phone and called the seller right then and there. And I literally we found a deal Friday night. We just assigned it this morning, man. So there's little stuff like that. Just being able to think outside the box. Not going with the norm. Think outside the box. Being able to challenge yourself to take action. So take a massive action. So dude, I spent my last $150 on some bandy signs 2 years ago, man.
Woo.
That's how I got started in real estate. My last $150, zero money in the bank after that. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to make it do what it do. So spent my last $150 and I was able to do a deal and make $750. I was like, ooh, okay.
Dang. And bandit signs work. And for people who don't know what bandit signs is, it's those little signs on the side of the road that say "We buy houses." Mine
Yes,
say
sir.
"Sell your house for full price" because I want to attract anybody. I don't care as long as you want to sell. Come on and give me a call. So I
There we go.
attract those terms deals with that. So
Oh
we
yeah,
buy houses, things like that.
I'm gonna steal that one.
Yeah, sell your house for full price, man. You get people calling like, "What you mean you buy full price?" Well, now I got you on the phone.
Let's talk about it, right?
I
But
got
yeah,
about
man,
somebody want to sell.
bandit signs, Facebook Marketplace. But deals are everywhere, man. Deals are everywhere. One of the things that happen is that there's always a situation that somebody's in where they want to get it from underneath it, and you just have to be the solution. You got to be the solution to that problem. So don't find a problem, find a solution to the problem. So that's how it works, pretty much, man.
Yeah, I would
All
agree.
day.
And as you even see there, I buy houses. I've attracted people. I got a lead
Yes,
yesterday.
sir.
Somebody said, "Yeah, man, I've been meaning to get up with you. I saw you the other day." Look at that. A deal. What they say? A
A
deal a
deal a
week
week
keeps the
keeps the
9 to
money
5
our
away.
way, man.
Right. And a couple of weeks ago, I did a stream about how a deal walked up on me at a gas station from a vehicle magnet. $10,000 just walked up on me at a QT gas station
Man,
from a magnet on a vehicle. I wasn't even thinking
magnet
about
on
it.
a
And they just
vehicle.
walked up. I'm like, what the heck? Boom,
Right.
right in your lap. You got to market and attract
It
these people.
happens. It happens. You gotta separate yourself, right? You gotta stand out. So when people see the shirt, they're like, what do you mean by a deal a week? I buy properties. I'm a real estate investor. Do you know of anybody that's looking to sell their property? Oh, I am. I've been trying to get rid of this property forever. Okay, let's book an appointment. Let's set something up, right? So you just
Right.
gotta be able to stand out, man. So stand out, whether it's shirts, whether it's you, even your social media game, and being out here on social media where you're branding yourself and you're separating yourself. That's dude. We do so many marketing ad campaigns where like people in grocery stores like, man, you're the guy that's on the TV. What? No, it's just Facebook.
They
it's
done blew
just
you up.
it's just Facebook, right? But little stuff like that, man. Like you have to get to a point where you eliminate all excuses.
Right, right. So once you get past the marketing, you started attracting some people and you started talking to them. What are some tips you can give people when they're on the phone actually speaking to some of these potential clients or sellers?
Man, the biggest thing is rapport. Make sure you're building the right relationship. Think more of the seller rather than focusing on yourself. So a lot of times I hear my guys, they have conversation. It's like they're trying to get to the next question before that seller could finish the conversation. So before the seller could finish what they're saying. So you have to be active. You have to be actively listening to what that person is saying. So as they're talking to you, you just have to make sure that you reassure them that you hear everything that they're saying, and don't just get to the next question, even if you need to repeat what they said. You so this way they could keep on talking more. But building relationship is so key, man. Before I dive into how much, what you want for the property, what's the condition, all that, I'm just like, hey, by the way, my name is Chevy. What's your name? And start off with a little icebreaker if needed, man. So hey, what as far as if you're talking to a seller, one of the things that I do is I just say, hey, my name is Chevy, like a car, you know with an S though, and that gets people laughing just off that little thing alone. So just making sure that you're able to build rapport with that individual in front of you. So yeah, all
Definitely
day.
makes sense. You gotta, be their friend. You gotta be a friend and somebody they can trust, a trusted advisor, not just, oh, I want to buy a house for 2 cents.
Yeah, people do business with people that they like and trust. So if they don't like and trust you, they're gonna tell you they gotta think about it. They gotta take it to their lawyers so the lawyers can look over it, and you'll never see them people again, man. So you have to be out here building the right relationship with people. So you have to come off genuine. Don't come off smugged or like a smart ass. You gotta come on. You gotta be genuine about your intentions. Because if you're not genuine about your intentions, they're going to continue calling other people. Even though you have a contract with that seller, they're going to keep on calling other people. So you just gotta make sure that you're building the right rapport and building the right relationship.
So it sounds like you're talking from experience. You say the seller might just disappear on you, go ghost.
Yeah, I mean that happens with everybody, man. At the end of the day, so it's all a learning curve. So if you learn the hard way, or you can take it from me, or take it from Chris, that it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. So you get to where a seller don't even show up to a closing table, man. You're like, what? Yeah, man. So every this real estate game is real, man. Anything could happen. You got to be on your p's and q's and stay woke.
Exactly. Stay woke or wind up broke.
So you got to make sure that you're on your p's and q's for real, man. Because when it comes to this business or any business in itself, right? The key to it is relationship networking, making sure that you're separating yourself and you're standing apart from everybody else. And how you're able to do that by becoming a um, master communicator, master salesperson, master at persuasion, master at building relationship. Everything that you do, you just gotta master it. You have to be able to master it. And you have to have a definite purpose as far as what you're out here doing, man. Because if you have no goals in front of you, now you have no real direction as far as where you want to go. So you can't hit what you can't see. So you have to have something in front of you for you to hit it.
So it sounds like you telling people you can't half do this thing. Just I'm just gonna dip my toe in the water. You need to get on in there and do some stuff, right?
You got to get on in there, man. I mean, you did an interview with my guy Richard. He just last year, man. He just so happened to do. He did right at 10 deals and did about $50,000 within a spot of like 7 or 8 months. And the biggest thing, and he worked a full-time job. And how we was able to do that was we said, hey, dude, you're off 2 days out this week. That means that the 2 days that you're off, we need to be cold calling, driving for dollars, going on appointment. Nothing else matters. And he's able to attack it, and also just having a good team around him, because I'm like, hey, look, just because you work, it don't mean that this money needs to stop. So I'm here for you as well if we need to go on appointments. So, teamwork make the dream work, man. We was out here just eating and winning with each other. And that's what it's about all day.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a no excuse attitude. People say, well, I work, and then hey, it don't matter, man. You got to do this business.
You got to do it, man. I mean, one of the things that will happen is that I've just seen several people that I've coached, that I've helped out of their situation, where they see a difference when they're not listening and when they start to listen. And now everybody's like, you know what, Chev, you was right. Yeah. Like, it's no game, man. It is what it is, right? So getting with people another key to this business, man, is getting with people that genuinely care about your success as well. So you want to have the right person in front of you that actually care about what you're doing out here. You just don't want to give anybody your money. I don't even charge for coaching, man. So, but I'm just saying, there's people out here that actually charge and actually take people money, and then they go ghost on them, right? But also at the same time, you have to be able to know who you're dealing with and be able to invest in yourself, but more importantly, take action and making sure that you're moving with the right people. Because if you're not moving with the right people, you're gonna get stranded, and you're gonna expect people to show you the way. But guess what? Their intention was important in the first place, but you don't know that because they're so quick, right? So educate yourself, man. Spend the time to really educate yourself. Put some tools in your toolbox, then go out there and build it.
Makes sense. And for the people that's watching here on the live stream, go ahead and put your comments in or questions. If you have any questions about anything we're talking about, put it in there and we'll try to get it in before we end the show. Even if you're watching the replay, put it in anyway, and we'll still try to get to you. So let's see here. We got Still Unlabeled over on Periscope says, gotta be careful with those bandit signs. Why is that, Chevy?
I have no idea, man. Why do you gotta be careful with bandit signs?
I'll tell you why. Well, I don't really be careful because, well, one, never put your phone number on it. Your real direct phone number to your phone on a bandit sign. Get your Google Voice number, an app number, or some other number, not a direct number to you. Because a lot of times they want to, these different municipalities and stuff want to try to fine you or send you a bill and be like, oh, yeah, well, you can't have these signs. That's what I call bandit signs. They're actually illegal by ordinance in most counties and municipalities throughout the United States. So be careful about that way is what he means. I believe
dude. I put them out, they take them up, I put them back out, man. I'm just there to feed my family, man. So you can find me all you want. I'm still going to feed the family. That's just my mindset, man. So we out here.
Exactly. I'm fearless too. I just don't put my number on it. I got a number dedicated just to bandit signs. So I know.
Even if what we do is we have call rail where we track all of our different marketing channels. So we have a number designated for everything that we do, whether it's online marketing, whether it's bandit signs, whether it's cold calling. We have a different number that we're able to track, so we can see what's our KPI. So that's what we're paying attention to, where our money is going, for sure.
Exactly. Bandit signs are not legal. The worst thing they could do is fine you. They're not gonna lock you up or nothing. But I've had people call and say, hey, yeah, you put your sign up here and, we don't supposed to have it down here in this town. I say, what? They put it there? Oh, no, I'm going to tell them stop doing that. They better not do that again. I ain't going to take it down. And somebody called me 3 times trying to get me to come take a sign down. I ain't taking that down. I'm finna get these off that mud.
You know what? When I first started out, man, that was the case. There was a little city guy that used to say, "You're messing up our city. You're littering." And I'm just like, huh? What? Okay. What do you want me to do? He was like, "You can't put it on the stop signs. You can't put it where the lights are at." Okay, what do you want me to do, man? It was like, "I don't care what you do, just don't put it there." So I ordered some stakes and I started putting it in the grass like these realtors do. And now I don't get no calls at all. So
there you go. Yeah. You got real estate agents. You got this political thing that's going on here in 2020. You're going to see more of that around. I'm mixed in right with them, baby. Give me a call, send me that house.
You already know, man. Especially when they have those estate sales or garage sales. My sign is right next to it. Give me a call for sure.
So, I bought 3 houses from estate sales. 3 of them. Bought them. I'm talking about buying, kept houses from estate sales. So I love it.
Were they creative, or it was more so?
Oh yeah, I love the world of creative. That's the world I live in. I don't even want to go nowhere else. I'm like, oh man, I don't even see why people going to buying houses for cash. But you can do that. But
you definitely can.
I gotta do that game. But that stuff is high risk to me, fixing and flipping and all that. I know you can make money with it. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't want to get into the high risk stuff. I like it where everybody wins. They get out of their thing. We get the house. And everybody go their merry way and have a nice life.
Hey man, ain't nothing like flipping paper, man. But hey, look, there's so many different ways to make moves in real estate. Damn, that's all I got to say, man. It's just crazy the amount of different ways you can actually build wealth in real estate, man. Going from where 2018 having nothing at all to 2019 being able to build an equity of over 200,000+ just from all the real estate and the asset that we've actually created, and that's still from using none of our own cash or credit. I mean, where else can you go and do that, man?
That's right. So do you are you an advocate of the seller financing, subject to wraparound mortgages, all of that funky stuff? Do you do that type of creative stuff as well?
Oh man, we out here all day with it, man. Actually, we have right now we hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We hold about 12 properties right now. Out of those 12 properties, we have 7 of them in trust. So we have 7 of them in trust. The house that I actually bought for my wife was an owner finance house. So we did it subject to the existing finance. We did it subject to with a 24-month term. So picked it up with over $60,000+ in equity. Yeah, man, crazy. Just stepped into the mortgage payment. That's it. No money down.
And so you was able to just provide value to the seller. You gave them exactly what they asked for, and they were happy, and you were happy, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Look, a lot of times in these situations, sellers don't want to deal with a mortgage payment. Maybe they're moving, maybe they're going through a divorce, maybe somebody just lost someone. There's a lot of different reasons why someone would want to give up their house or walk away from it. You have to be that expert, that solution, right? That solution to the problems that they have. But if you're not educating yourself or putting those tools in a toolbox, then hey, it's going to be one of those sticky situations. So I was watching videos all of 2017 on sub-twos, all of 2018 on sub-twos, and I was like, you know what? It's time to finally take action, actually pay for my education on how to do the subject to, and then just I spend over $1,500 just to learn how to do sub-twos, man. And within 6 months of learning how to do sub-twos, I've been able to acquire over 12+ properties. No money, not my own cash, creatively.
That's crazy. People don't even believe it's still true. It still blows me away to this day that, because real estate ain't nothing but paper. Somebody signs some paper, and we own it. Everybody get caught up in it.
We just did a subject to deal today. One of my guys that I'm coaching up just did a subject to deal. And guess what? He didn't even know what he was doing. I sat down with him. I said, hey man, this is how you explain the paperwork. Go explain it to the sellers. They signed off on it. We're about to assign the deal to an end buyer that's going to pick it up subject to. So they're going to step in our place. So we still flipping paper as far as subject to as well. So we finding assignment fees all subject to. So we're assigning everything.
So you're telling me you're buying a house subject to, and your exit strategy is to assign it, or do you what other exit strategies are you using?
We assign them, or we'll do lease options. We'll hold them as far as a rental. We'll do an Airbnb situation. It just all depends on the area that's in. It depends on the amount of payment that needs to be made. All of those things are factors, right? But being able to be creative and understanding how to do all of those different strategies is going to be so key when it comes to structuring the paperwork.
Mm. So the paperwork makes that paperwork for sure.
The paperwork makes that paperwork. Absolutely, 100%, man. So it's one of those things where if you're educating yourself and you're adding tools to your toolbox, 9 out of 10 times, if you don't know, somebody will know. But you have to have that abundance mindset rather than that scarcity mindset where you're not willing to invest in your future.
You
So you
gotta
got to
invest.
invest. You got to invest, man.
Cool.
And
That
if
makes
and investing don't necessarily means money, man. You have to be of value. You have to go out here and and show value, right? It can't just be a gimme, 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 me. It has to be how can I help you? So
exactly.
that's how I started, man. Just I was chasing people down just to spend time.
So do you more so look for wholesale deals or look for these subject to deals, or you just market it and then you figure out what extra strategy or
Man,
what
we
way you're gonna do
we
it?
mark we market and bring everything in, man. Then we just filter them things out. We don't turn nothing down. We make sure everything come to us, and then we like looking and making and seeing what all fit, and then we go from there, and that's it. Because whether it's that cash flow, right, or it's that aggressive income, whatever works, we make sure we get into the bag. So that's it.
So you're like the puppet master or the chess master. You're moving chess pieces all around the board.
Pieces all around the board, man. And then, the biggest thing is making sure that my team is eating as well. So, it's not just me that's winning. I make sure that my guys that rock with me, that's rolling every step of the way is winning as well. So, that's got to have that mindset of abundance. Abundance. How can we create a win-win for everybody? So if you're in my circle, you're gonna eat for sure if you're bringing value to it.
Right. Makes sense. And so, in regards to your team, what does your team look like? You working with virtual assistants, or you just working with people here stateside? How are you doing that part?
Well, as far as my team, man, it's just me and my wife, bro. But as far as people that we JV with, or people that I'm coaching, people that I'm mentoring, my focus is, as far as my definite purpose for 2020, man, it's to find 10 people to be able to help them make 6 figures this year. And it's only February, and we on track.
That's cool. That's cool. So get a few more and you in there, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So we are here just making sure that we're helping every step of the way, and those those that are serious, they're going to show up and they're going to really put in that work and really show that effort to be successful, and that's what we're noticing as well.
Okay, makes sense. So you do a lot of JV deals, and
Yes, sir.
so what are some keys as far as networking? I know you mentioned earlier something about the real estate, the RIAs.
Yeah,
What other ways do you go about networking to find new people to work
Reels are good. Facebook groups are good. Man, if you're out, even those business meetings are good as well, because a lot of times those business meetings, those people are just looking to put their money somewhere, whether it's through stocks or through real estate. That's going to be key also. So yeah, oh yeah, yeah, I do. So so let me clarify, right? I have a team of people where I have an acquisition manager in place, and I have a cold caller in place as well. So all this year the goal is to replace ourselves and being able to put people in place to be able to make cold calls or be able to go on appointments. We're just delegating and just educating as far as, hey, this is what we need to do. So we probably, if it's a really good deal, I'll go on it. If I know that ain't nobody want to lock this down except for me, I'll go on that appointment and lock it up. But if I know it's something that my guys can handle, I'll make sure that they go ahead and handle it without a doubt.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you about as well. So, say you get a seller and you're talking on the phone with them, or do you go out and see the property first, or do you get it under contract first and then go see it after the fact?
No, we go and see it first. We go and see it first. So we don't like to make blind offers, but we like to know what the seller wants so we could go and see what's going on and be able to actually now put things in place for sure.
Okay.
So we'll qualify to make sure that they qualify. So we'll make sure that it's a qualified lead, it's a motivated lead, it makes sense. All right, cool. We can go on the appointment, make things happen. So not me per se, but my acquisition manager, or if it's out of town, I have my business partner that's there locally go on the appointment, get that education as far as dealing with the sellers for sure.
Okay.
But
Dealing with them.
but
Okay.
they already ready for war though, because we educate them and make sure they understand what they're doing. So they already know what it is. They already know the seller's motivation. And we always say, look, let's go and build a relationship, take some pictures, find out what's all going on with the property. Don't even talk about the price, because
Don't
we
even
already
get
got
into the price, huh? Just talk
yeah,
about the house.
yeah, because we're gonna handle that negotiation part. We're gonna make sure that that thing gets locked up if it needs to get locked up for sure.
Okay, and so what are you using as far as your CRM or customer relationship manager to manage these deals? Are you just sending out emails, or like here's a Dropbox link, or what are you doing for that part?
We do Mailchimp. We do Mailchimp. As far as for CRM, we do PropStream. We use what is called Trello. So the Trello board been phenomenal as far as being able to build it out. So we've been able to build a Trello board based on cities, based on deals, based on who got deals locked up, based on what we need for those deals. So whether it's a deal's on a contract, we need buyers for that deal, or we got a lead, we need to turn it into a contract. We got buyers in place. We need to make sure that it gets to the closing, to the finishing line. So we just build a Trello board out to make sure it actually serves the purpose as far as when it comes to being organized and making sure it's moving along the way.
Makes sense. I think I saw some commercials for that. Is that really efficient? It works good.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Trello is like awesome, phenomenal,
It keeps
phenomenal for
showing up in
sure.
my Facebook feed, I believe.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. You should definitely try to test it out. Like I said, it's kind of like this a build out, man. So you could build a board for say leads. You could build a board for say buyers list. All of those different things you could build a board for, and you could do attachments. You could do Google Drive, all that stuff, man. It's crazy.
Okay, cool. I think I've been cookied. That's how they've been following me around. Right. And so say you get a deal under contract, you're trying to actually find somebody to buy as a regular traditional wholesale deal. How would you go about finding a cash buyer in a market you're not in?
Finding cash buyers in the markets that we're in, we do Facebook marketplace, we do Facebook investor groups, we do Craigslist, we do local RIAs as well. So going on those local RIAs, we do BBB. So we're pulling up the city and we're calling all the real estate investing companies in that area. We let them know, hey, look, we got a deal under contract that we're looking to assign. Typically, the buyer understands what that means when you say, hey, we got a deal that we're looking to assign. So if they don't know about wholesaling, they know about assignment of contracts, though. So
Right. So you gotta say the right words. See, words is important. You gotta talk the talk that people can understand. Like, what the heck is a wholesale?
right. Even title companies don't know what a wholesale is, man. Realtors don't know what wholesaling is, man. It's called an assignment of contract. We're assigning our interest to to the contract. That's what we're doing. So we have equitable interest once the property goes on a contract. So we're not selling the property, we're just assigning our interest to the property. Well, to the contract.
So you got to speak the right things. I see we got about 51 people up in here. If y'all got any more questions or anything, make sure you drop them in before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. We're out here with my brother Chevy down and wait. And you say you in Louisiana, right?
Yes, sir. Shreveport, Louisiana, the boot.
What took you to Louisiana anyway? I was in Fort Polk, Louisiana for like 3 years.
Oh man, what took me to Louisiana, man? Let's see here. I was doing direct sales inside of like Walmart and Sam's Club, face-to-face marketing. And one of my business partners that I grew up with in that business, what he was running the Shreveport market, and we wanted a bigger market. We wanted more real estate to actually be able to actually run or whatever. So, we actually transitioned from Tyler, Texas to Shreveport because Tyler was a smaller market. So we ventured off into Shreveport, Louisiana. First, I was in New Jersey running like 17 plus Costco's like all over the place. It'll take me an entire day just to get through the whole damn state. and it became bothersome to where it was mundane. It was one of those things where I started getting in my own way, and I had to shut that business down. So I relocated to Shreveport, kind of just refresh the hustle, man. Being able to find that happy place again to do business. So you know,
Right, right. And so, what about like I know you said you work with your wife. What does she do in the business? She marketing or
oh
what
man, my,
what role
my
do you
wife
play?
is
What
a
role do you play?
my wife is a monster when it comes to these contents, man. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about Instagram. She just got me started with Tik. I
TikTok.
call it Tic Tac, and she was like, "That's crazy. Why would you call it that?" I was like, "What's this Tic Tac?" She was like, "Huh?"
Damn.
Snapchat, all that stuff, man. She's a monster when it comes to social media content. When it comes to, she says she's my publicist, so she's my filter. So sometimes I say things that, it's crazy. So she makes sure that I'm on track and I'm not doing nothing crazy, man. So she say, hey, we're destined to be in everybody's household, and she got a great vision, and she definitely my rock as far as the support system and then the encouragement. And she's not the person that's going to kick you when you're down, only going to uplift you and make sure that we out here working together, man. So when we went full time and we had those tough times, she wasn't the one that say, oh, we got to find a job. She was more like, nah, we got this. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on rocking. And just did whatever it takes, man, before these checks start coming rolling in. And once they started rolling in, we ain't never looked back. That's it.
Wow. Now that's amazing. You know how many people would love to work with their spouse, love to work with their husband or their wife, and they're just, man, working together, keeping that money in the same household. Don't that just feel good?
Oh yeah, it definitely feels good, man. Especially when the mentality is, hey, look, what's mine is yours. Not because a lot of times there's divided household. There is you handle this bill and that bill. No, it's our bill. We gotta make sure it all gets paid. So I'm not gonna yell and scream when nothing don't get paid. If we're paying attention to it, everything will be good to go. Oh, and she do some cold calling as well. So yeah, so she plays a part of every. She work harder than me, man.
Dang. See, you got you a good one. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we want
Yeah.
to see. Success is the only option.
Oh yeah, she makes my life easy. I'll be out here not knowing what the hell is going on. She just here you go. Like I'll be blind and she just walking me every step of the way, man. That's how it is.
Right, right. They say Shreveport.
And then I
Somebody,
take credit for everything.
I know that's right. Um, Angela Long over on Facebook says, "Is it spelled Trello like that?
Yes, 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 it is.
Like she finna go sign up? Did they give you an affiliate link? We gotta get you a link, man.
Nah, man, no affiliate link. We got affiliate links for PropStream, Deal Machine, Batch Skip Tracing. I'm gonna give you all that though. They could check it out for
Cool,
sure.
cool.
So yeah.
Let's see here. I noticed you were a vet, Chris. I served in OIF. All right. Thank you for your service. I can't see who that is because you're in the Woke Real Estate Investors Group. Hit that link down in the description so we can see who you are. Or I have to look on the other page and cheat. Let's see here. Salute Chris from Phoenix. What's up, brother? Nina says yes. They like
Oh
that
yeah,
working together, that husband and wife dream team. That's a dream team right there.
yeah. Nina is a fan, man. Nina is a fan. She's always on it for sure. Shout out, Nina.
Shout out to Nina out in California. Love.
Cali, man. All the way out in Cali, they love us, man. It's crazy.
All right, cool, cool. So, what about your goals for the future? You trying to do? You say you're trying to help some other people get $100,000. What else you trying to do in the business coming up this year, 2020?
2020, man, it's all about abundance. It's all about helping, man. So being able to go from where we had nothing to where we're successful in supporting each other and being able to now help other people. Our goal is to just be able to continue to be a center of influence and continue to be a definition of leadership when it comes to leading by example, and just going out here and continue to pave the way for other people, letting them know, look, it's not about the excuses, about knowing your why and being able to go out here and get the job done. So just continue to be a great example for all the people that's looking up to us and that's watching us, man. There's no half stepping, man. We're only going to push forward and be great for sure. As far as numbers wise, the goal is to be able to do 120 deals this year. We already done. Right now, we're on deal number 11 in 2 months. So, you know,
Damn. You
yeah.
smoking. I'm only on deal number 3. I got to pick up the pace.
And we done two sub two deals. So yeah, man, we just out here making sure that we're leading from the front, man. So I will not tell nobody to do what I'm not doing myself. So when we out here in these trenches, it's real out here. We really in the trenches. So
That's right. And so when you're out here looking for deals, I know, and going through this business, what are some of the mistakes that you have made in the past that you want others to avoid? Something that maybe something you did where you're like, man, I ain't never doing that silly thing again.
CBE, cash buyer's employee, where you're just waiting on a cash buyer to make pull a trigger on a deal rather than just having a massive amount of cash buyers that can buy your deals, right? So that also over evaluating the deal, man. Stick to the numbers, man. Stick to the numbers. Don't be that person that put a property on the contract for 100K, but it's only worth 100K, and, and you can't move it because there's no equity, and it's gonna need about $50,000 worth of work. Don't be that person. That was one of my first deals, man. I put a property on the contract for 60,000. Guess how much was the ARV?
60,000.
60,000. I was losing sleep at night, Chris. I was losing
Damn.
sleep.
You locked it up with the ARV.
Dude, I was just putting properties on a contract like it was damn. It was crazy, man. I was just putting them back to back to back to back. So imagine you just going out. How much you want? Cool. Let's sign this paper.
Wow. Say, sound good to me. Sign right here. I'll figure it out.
Don't ever be more motivated than the seller.
So don't be a motivated buyer, huh?
No, not at all, man. You got to stick to your formula. You got to make sure you stay disciplined. Make sure you stay patient. The deal's going to come in. Max always say, man, you're only one deal away. That's real. Because the moment that you learn how to do one, you can do 1,000. So you just got to keep on. You just got to keep on pounding the pavement, and that's really what's going to be successful for you. So again, and then also another mistake that I made was this wanting to get with everybody, right? Get with everybody, learn everybody and what everybody is doing. That's when you start now having information overload. So now it becomes analysis paralysis. So you have so much information that you really don't know what to do because you want to try everybody's different recommendation and what they're doing. You have to stay in your lane and have a tunnel vision of a definite purpose as far as what you want to do and go out there and execute on it. And that's how you're going to be successful in this game for sure.
Wow, that's some stuff right there. Because I actually was on the phone with somebody today. They're doing their very first deal. They called me and said, "Yeah, man, we supposed to close this deal Friday, but the cash buyer called me back and said, yeah, we need a reduction of $2,000." And I'm like, why do they need a reduction at the last minute, like 4 days away, right? I said, how much they put down toward the EMD? Oh no, they ain't none.
Right.
I said, you toast. You can't be doing that, man. Don't let these people soup you up. Oh yeah, we'll give you this number, and then they tell me we're gonna reduce it at the last minute. They might flake out, and it sounded like it was another wholesaler. But you gotta be smart with this stuff and have your paperwork straight, people. Straight paper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you call it a cash buyer employee. Damn.
CBE, man. CBE for sure. So just make sure you're on your P's and Q's and you surround yourself with the right people. And then there's a lot of people that's out here that that's paying a lot of money for coaching. Like I'm literally tens of thousands for information that you could literally learn on your own. Like I don't think someone should pay for. I'm not knocking nobody that charge for coaching, but I don't think somebody should pay for coaching if they're just now venturing into real estate game. They gotta educate themselves. They gotta equip themselves before they take on that other level, right? So me, I'll pay for coaching as far as when it comes to scaling. I'll pay for coaching as far as when it comes to being able to scale up and grow my business overall. But as far as when it comes to first starting out in real estate, man, you have to be the person that take action. Don't just throw money at. throw money up in the air or leave or give people money just because you think it's going to be easier that way. You have to be focused. You have to be focused. One of the things that you can do is YouTube is your friend. Educate yourself on YouTube. A lot of questions that people are asking, you could literally Google search it, and somebody on YouTube actually have done that thing. Period. Right. So
Right.
you just have to make sure that you're educating yourself. The lack of education that I'm seeing, where people are just waking up one morning like, oh, I want to do wholesaling. I want to do it full time. I'm going to quit my, like, no, man, educate yourself. Make sure that you're educating yourself. Also, like, one of the things that happened, man, is that when I decided to close my back door, I had negative in the bank account. Negative.
Wow.
I did. I had negative in the bank account, but the great part about it is that my hustle is real, my grind is real, and I'm a different beast. I'm a different animal out here. So anything I need to do to make sure I feed my family, I will make sure that I do it. I'm not, as long as I'm not hindering or hurting nobody out here, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that my family is eating. But a lot of people, they decide to quit their job, or they wake up one morning and say, I want to do wholesaling, and you have no idea what the wholesaling is. You have to educate yourself, and also make sure that you're at least have 3 to 6 months of reserve in your bank account before you decide to venture off into this real estate space. Because guys like me, guys like Chris, we make it look easy, but the shit is not easy.
It ain't.
It's real out here. You really got to take this serious. You really got to put in the work to make it work. Because if you're not putting in the work, it's not going to work. That's just how it is. So we make it look good, but when we first started, it wasn't easy. It was challenging. It was just, we build up our mindset. We focus on educating ourselves and making sure that we're out here getting the job done. And by default, it now started coming in and now started picking up. So you reap what you sow. So make sure you're sowing the right things.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you said about coaching is 100% true. And that's why on that site right there above my head, wokerealestate.com, there's about 120 free videos going over all this stuff from the
All right.
computer. Free videos, a whole playlist called the Woke Real Estate Playlist. You can just push play and let that thing roll from the beginning basic stuff into this advanced stuff. Now, that's if you want to go and educate yourself, which is what I always tell people. Go do the free stuff first. Then when you get into it and you're like, yeah, I got questions. I got the basics down. I need some help. That's when you get the coaching. That's when you start getting deeper into the business. Like, hey, I need somebody to help me walk through this part. I don't understand this, or, something, get a basic. Don't just come in, like you said, fresh off the street. I want to quit my job. I'm going to get into this real estate. I'm going to be a millionaire, man. Yeah.
I think sometimes it's our fault though, man. We just make it look too simple and easy, man. we gotta put disclaimers out there. Look, this is not easy. It's really grind time. Like, you really gotta be focused out here. You really gotta have a definite purpose as far as what you want to do before you venture off into a world like this, because it's a world like no other, man. So you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to make sure you take this thing serious. Like you say, Chris, you can't just dip your toe into it. No, you got to jump all the way in, all the way in. So, dude, I still watch your videos.
Cool. I appreciate it because I just try to provide value. I mean, a lot of questions come up a lot, like especially in the Woke Real Estate Investors group. A lot of questions come up in there, and I'll just make a video off of it to help that person and somebody else that's coming along 6 months from now. That information is still here. So there's really no excuse not to fill his brain up. I don't know why everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people come up like, oh, yeah, can you just teach me the game? I mean, you need to go educate yourself, because a self-education can earn you a fortune, but a public education just going to earn you a paycheck. You don't want that. You want to get this thing right here filled up so you can know what you're doing and you can actually help people, provide value, and elevate to the next level. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, man. One of the things is when you can find a lot of things in these books, man. There's multiple people that done left gems or breadcrumbs for you to be successful. So in these books, like right now we're reading. My wife is reading this book called Un-F Yourself, and I'm reading Laws of Success in 16 Lessons. And one of the things that, these books always talk about is just that accountability, is just eliminating excuses, is just finding ways to make things happen, being able to think outside the box. There is education, which is a school education, but a school education could only teach you and get you so far. you have to now get out of the box and start thinking it differently. If you want to be different and you want different, you have to take a different path.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You got to take the action to make it happen. If y'all watching this video and it's providing you any type of value, any type of goodness, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, and that'll be great. So, Chevy, let's see here. I think we got a couple more questions before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. They say, how do one contact you?
How do one contact you? I mean, I'm on Instagram, The Real Chevy, right? I'm on Facebook, Chevrolet Green. I'm on YouTube, The Real Chevy. I'm on, dude, every platform, whether it's, what is it again? TikTok,
TikTok.
TikTok, TikTok to Periscope,
TikTok. TikTok.
any social media platform, man. Just type in The Real Chevy, TheRealShevy, The Real Chevy. Any platform you can find me. You could Google me and you'll find me. That's how crazy it is.
No excuse, right?
No excuse. And the crazy thing is, I leave that Google number, that Google Voice number for people to call, but they always ask, "What's your number?"
It's people in my Instagram inbox talking about what's your number, and it's on my profile. Don't call me, y'all, but
Right.
my number's actually on there.
So,
like, you gonna do the basic information? How you gonna be successful in this game trying to find sellers, find buyers? You can't find this person. But you know, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but you got to elevate that game, y'all. Step the game.
You gotta pay attention. Got to pay attention, man. But we out here with abundance of knowledge, man, to help people. You know, so you just have to be able to put in that work. That's all it is. Equip yourself with the right information. That's going to help you be successful.
That's true. That's true. Freedom ain't free. It's gonna cost either time or money or something. You know, somebody gonna pay something.
Absolutely, man. Something. You got to give up something.
All right. Kim Walker says, appreciate you both. Thanks for dropping gems.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Good stuff.
All right. Thank you, Kim. All right. Let's see. Jermaine says, yo, my God.
That's another one of my partners, man. Yeah, he out here crushing the game as well, man. Just killing it. So
I'll take over the whole United States in a minute, man.
Hey, man. Now there's plenty of food out here for everybody, man. We just want to make sure we fit in where we fit in, man, and make it happen. That's it. That's all it is.
And so it looks like we got most of that. Is there anything else that you want to drop on the people? Some actionable steps, some tips, some tricks you can give people that can actually go do tomorrow when they get up and watch the replay and say, man, I watched Chevy and he inspired me to do something great. What would you tell that person?
Well, you talk about the hot zip codes, right? Well, you could go on Zillow and you could type in your city, or you could type in your city, and then you could just go look at the last 90 days of sales as far as where they're at, and then you could go from the lowest to the highest, and then wherever you see those cheap deals happening at, what's going to happen is there are buyers in those areas. Go drive those areas, do drive for dollars, add some properties in those areas. You'll be able to pick something up that one of those buyers that already bought within the last 90 days is going to buy from you because you're out there taking action.
Actionable steps. That's what I'm talking about right there. Take action right now. There's no reason to wait. And also, if you haven't already, people watching here, get that free joint venture agreement. Text JV to 31996. You get the free joint venture agreement so you can do multiple deals in multiple areas like Chevy. Do deals all over the United States. You can do up to, I think, 6 people on this one document. If you got real estate investors you're working with in other markets, wholesalers, real estate agents, whoever, put them on some paperwork so they'll feel happy. They'll get their thing. All you got to do is text JV to 31996. Let me see here. I think we got a couple more questions. Let me get off of there. Who else we got in here? Any tips on getting set up as a virtual business?
As a virtual business, go back to the Zillow thing, right? So go on Zillow, find those areas that properties are selling at. As a virtual, what you want to do is you want to now pay for a list within those zip codes. So go and pay for a list, pay $100 to get like 1,000 vacant houses within that one zip code, and you could just start cold calling, right? So you could cold call until you find a deal. You could do hand dialing, or you could pay for a skip trade or a RVM service or multiple dollar service. But whenever guys get started, man, I let them know, look, you need no money at all to get started in this game. There's so much free content on like everywhere. Like when we first started, man, we was literally using Fast People Search. We still use Fast People Search for skip tracing, and we still get all the numbers. We still connect with people. Like, dude, Fast People Search is free. It's free. You just need to know the property address and the owner of the property. As long as you know those two, you can go to Fast People Search, type in the owner's information, it pull up a bunch of numbers. Bam, you're good to go. Craigslist is a good one. Zillow, Fizbos, for sale by owner, gyms, like in those cities, in those zip codes, you could just call for sale by owners. Even those properties that say for rent, you could call those people. You're gonna get you a tired landlord, or you're gonna get somebody that's been trying to sell their property for damn near 2 years. But guess what? You just made an offer of 10 grand, and they're like, okay,
I'm just tired of it.
just tired of it. I done had to listen for so long. I was waiting for somebody to make an offer. Nobody didn't want to make no offer.
They were
So
scared to make an offer.
so that's how you get started, man, when it comes to that virtual game, for sure.
Definitely taking action, no excuses, right on your computer.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, because I mean that's the thing too. I see so many people using social media for watching twerking and all this other stuff. Going like, man, this social media thing that opened up the floodgates. There is no excuse not to get into this game because you could learn everything right here. You could take action right here. I've done a deal from sitting right here, never met the buyer, never met the seller, never seen the house from in this chair. It still throws me off to this day.
Man, I do deals in my bed, man. Just chilling in bed, man. So look, there's days where you don't feel like getting up, man. You can literally just pull the computer up in your lap, go on Craigslist, go on Facebook Marketplace. You'll find somebody that wants to sell their property, man. Send them an inbox, direct message, whatever.
So no excuses. The information is right here on one of these smartphones or on your computer. No excuse.
At all, man. So I think real estate done eliminate any excuse that you have for why you can't make no money in 2020, man.
None. Fast People Search is pretty good. Yeah, I use True People Search. I don't know. It might be the same company. You know how they
man, they got the same information. If I can't find something on Fast People Search, I'm going on True People Search. I'm going on White Pages. I'm going on freaking dude. I'm out here. I'm on Facebook.
You'll hit a mug on a Facebook Messenger. You'll just hit them a message.
Dude, I'm typing in people's name and then I'm typing in their city behind it, and I'm sending a message.
Smoke them out.
They gonna respond if it's them, man. If it's not, hey, it is what it is, man. But yeah, my guy Jermaine said he done plenty of deals, right, with Fast People Search. So yeah,
it's gonna put the skip tracing people out of business.
You can do it both ways, man. You can pay for it or you can get it for free. Either way, you're gonna be good to go.
Right. They always have other properties that they possibly want to sell. That's a good thing. When you're on the phone with these people, ask them, do you have any other properties you be looking to sell or something? You know, see if it can do it.
Yes, sir. All day.
All right, let me see here. Always massive, valuable, and abundant content from Mr. Oste. Whoa, thanks, Chris. No problem, Renee. Thank you for coming in as well. Let's see what else we got here. Would you recommend buying in a rural upcoming area, say where a lot of construction is happening?
Is that for me or for you?
I buy wherever somebody else is buying. As long as I got an end buyer and I can get right there and either eat off the cash flow, eat off the wholesale fee, eat off. I sell water to a well, baby. I don't give a care.
Okay. Good stuff, man. But,
I'm a hustler, baby.
Rural, up and coming areas. I mean, you could start wherever you want to start. I would if you're a guy or girl that's because you're looking to do virtual. What I would do is I would target probably like a city next to a big city. So like if it's in the Dallas area, I'm going to target like the surrounding areas to the Dallas. If it's in a Jersey market, I'm going to target like the surrounding areas. Like I'm just going to target surrounding areas to that big market. That's it, because people aren't going after those small areas. They're just going after, everybody's gravitating towards those big cities. I'm going to start with those small surrounding areas because that's where the deals are going to be at.
Yeah. And to really go a little deeper into that question, in an up and coming area, it's going to be probably harder to actually get real good comps because it's not up and developed.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not up in
you
development. Absolutely.
kind of, but you don't want to be in a gamble mode. You want to make sure, you're actually getting a deal at a discounted price and, that you can actually make money on, whether it's with the equity or terms, buying and making money on it over time. As long as you're in a good position, you can do it, but don't go into the game like, oh, it's up and coming. And they said, or the performer reads, no, don't go off no stuff in the future. What
My
happened?
my house is worth 300K, but nothing haven't sold for more than 150. Nah.
That actually just happened. Somebody sent me a deal down in Florida. I looked it up. It was a for sale by owner and signed in the yard. I went on, gave him a call, or my VA gave him a call. I looked it up and I'm like, man, the house only worth like 225 or something, right? He want 350.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing in the area sold for that. I'm like, is something special on this house? I mean, it's in a market I'm not familiar with down in Hollywood, Florida, but I don't know. I'm like, man, if I'm missing something.
I'll do a owner finance on something like that though. I'll control the asset. If I can control it, I'll do it. I'll take it over, bro. If I can control it, I'm gonna take it over. You want $1 million? Okay. Hey, we gonna have to pay you in terms though. I'm gonna give you $100 for the next million years.
For the next million years.
So I'm gonna control that asset, man. I'm gonna create some cash flow, even if it's Airbnb or whatever. Like I'll give you full price. I'll buy full retail, man. But I don't buy full retail to wholesale. I buy full retail to control the asset. So if the asset is good, it's pretty, it don't need much work at all. And you talking about you want 500K and ain't nothing selling for 500K, cool. We're gonna do terms. I'll give you 500K for the next 50 years.
I'll never pay that bad boy off.
$600. Like, how much is the mortgage payment? Oh, it's 500. Cool. I give you $600 a month. I'm gonna make sure you cash for at least 100. I'm gonna Airbnb that thing out, and I'm gonna stack
it up.
Stack it up. That's it. So this all depends on the situation. But if you're a new guy, girl that's venturing into real estate, my recommendation, just get you a couple deals under your belt. Make sure you understand the game and understand the process and what you're doing. Once you understand that, then you can venture off into creative deals and doing what you do for sure.
That makes perfect sense.
You don't need no money when you do. You don't need money to do an owner finance deal. If they talking price, you name your terms. If they talking terms, you name your price. So you just have to understand what's going on. I'm always figuring out what kind of payments they're making on a mortgage and what they want to cash flow. And if it makes sense, and I know it's an area I could get $1,100 or $1,200 a month, and they only going 800, hey, I'll easily take that $400 cash flow. Why not? Add to my bottom line where I'm replacing that 9 to 5. Well, I don't got to be out here like really crushing and like hustling and bustling for deals. I could create cash flow and create passive income and build wealth that way as well. Oh, absolutely. Especially if the property got equity in it, you could use it as collateral with the banks.
That's right. You gotta be smart. You gotta do whatever it takes to get to the finish line to make a deal win-win situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool. Let me see here. I saw it was a couple more questions before we roll. Let's see here. I got let's see here. At what point is it smartest to move on a property for yourself versus wholesaling it?
At what point is it smart? All the time. You want to think, how can you take it yourself first before you wholesale?
Right.
You think, how can I pick this up for me? If I can't get it for me, all right, cool, I'll give it to somebody else. But if you can get it for yourself, make sure you do it. So if the numbers make sense, everything works in your favor, and it fits the formula, go ahead and do it. But if it doesn't make sense, wholesale that thing.
Move it on to the next one. Let them deal with it. Because, buying houses and stuff can be risky. Just being real with you. Even when you buy a house subject to or any other way, it's a responsibility. And some people are not responsible enough to even own home. Just being real. Everybody ain't built for it. It takes responsibility, financial responsibility. You got to be able to deal with the problems. I bought a house subject to for the closing costs. Come to find out, the pipe underneath the house burst. I ended up spending $2,000 on getting the ground, dug up and getting that pipe fixed.
Dude, I got a quadplex where everybody is paying their rent, everybody's good to go, man. But I'm like, this quadplex, I've already just in repair costs, I'll probably already spend close to $5,000 just in repair costs, man.
But
So
that's when you really look at the big picture, though, right?
oh yeah.
That ain't gonna hurt nothing. If you're gonna make it all back in a couple months,
we make it back. It's no problem at all, man. So it's just like you said, not a lot of people are built or fit to actually, own something, right? So you just have to be careful for sure. You definitely have to be careful. Make sure you're in the right mindset to do what you do.
Right. That's what I'm trying to educate myself on. Terms. That's right. Terms. So like I said, it's about 120 free videos right at wokerealestate.com. What's your YouTube channel? Your name as well, Chevy?
The Real Chevy.
That's your YouTube. I see you be putting them good videos out. That be your wife editing your stuff up?
Yes, man. That's wife. That's wife, man. I'll push the button. She like, man, you breaking stuff. Stop it. Like, all right. She I actually just did a subject to video, man. That a lot of people have like actually taken and ran with it. So yeah, man, for sure. We subject to terms, wholesaling, everything, man. When it comes to creative real estate, or when it just comes to regular real estate, whatever it is, YouTube is your friend. YouTube University. I am a scholar of YouTube University. Yes.
That's right. You're a graduate, alumni.
Yeah, I have a certificate.
There you go. What up, Q? My bro Q down in San Antonio got his event this weekend down in San Antonio, Texas. Just chimed in. What up, bro?
What's going on, Q?
All right, let's see here. Somebody said they can't find you on YouTube. What happened there?
TheRealShevy. The Real Chevy.
So exactly as it's spelled under his name right there.
At The Real Chevy, that's it.
Make it easy. Hold on. Blow you up on here. Say boom right there. The Real Chevy.
The Real Chevy. It's right there. In
your lower left corner. Just like that. No spaces. No.
No spacing. The Real Chevy. No C with an S.
All right, we about to close this thing out, bro. So I appreciate you coming on. Any final words you got for the family before we get up out and do some more woke stuff?
Final words, man. A lot of times people get stuck in their own way where they focus too much on their past or the object in front of them rather than focusing on the bigger picture, the future. Don't ever just dwell on the past. You have to build on the present so you can make it into the future.
That's right. You got to build now. Build it up. If you build it, they will come.
Yes, sir. Massive action. Make sure you're taking massive action. Massive action.
Brother. All right, cool. So there it is. So follow him on at The Real Chevy on all social media, YouTube, Instagram. Follow him up, like him up, shoot him a DM, bug him, pick his brain. See what he knows. See if he can work a deal with you or whatever you want to do. Other than that, family, that's how we're going to do it. Thank you for coming in, Chevy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Peace.
All right. And that's how we do it, y'all. So like I said, if this video provides you any type of value, anything good, be sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. Watch the replay if you just came in. Dropped a lot of good jewels in there to actually give you some actionable steps to help you become a master networker and how to get deals and how to work with others and things like that. Great content. Like I said, we're streaming live on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook on the Woke Real Estate Investors Group, and my personal Facebook and the other Chris Monroe Show Facebook page. And if, like I said as well, if you haven't already, be sure to text JV to 31996. Get yourself that free joint venture agreement. JV to 31996. Get that. It's a free document. It'll actually get you onto the notification list as well. So you'll be notified when we go live because we got some heavy hitters coming up in the next coming weeks. Like I said, we got next week on March the 2nd, we're on with Byron, the investor out of Texas. You're going to be telling us how to get the paperwork, makes that paperwork. You're going to help us out with that. And then the following week, we'll be on with, let me see here. Actually, that's not that one. That's this one. We'll be on with Burton from PropStream. We'll be talking about how to stack your list and for maximum efficiency, how to get that data nationwide and some other cool tips with the cool new releases that just happened recently. Also, the week after that, March 16th, we're on with Chris Rude. Make sure you're on here with Real Estate Rude. He'll be talking about how to get the skills to get the deals. That's on Monday, March 16th. And we got more coming up from that. So each and every Monday night, we're right here. Make sure you're chiming in. Make sure if you're coming in, even if you're watching the replay, put in something in the comments. Let me know you came in. Say you learned something. Say, hey, man, it sucked. If it sucked, tell me it sucked. If it was great, tell me it was great. If you was late, tell me you was late. Do all of that. So that's how we're going to do it, family. Let me see here. That number will not work. I'm in the shower. I don't know what he's talking about there. I don't know. Thanks. No problem. Thanks. Thank you. My bad. I put in Chevy. Oh, okay. There you go. Shelby. Yeah, no L. Remove the L. Love you guys. Thank you. Killing it. Thank you. Appreciate you all. So, like I said, follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's YouTube, all the social media. And like I said, don't forget that free real estate playlist is right at wokerealestate.com. Check that out. Learn all you can before you try to get coaching, before you go pay somebody a whole bunch of money. Learn it from free from me or from whoever. If you don't like my style, go find somebody and go deep. Pick you one person and go deep on their content. Don't go about 6, 7, 8, 9 people because you'll get confused. Everybody don't do virtual. Everybody don't do creative. Everybody don't do things the way one person may do it. I do things the smart way, the woke way. I'm trying to get a check today. That's how I'm going to do it for me. And that's how I hope to help do it for you. So do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me.
And we have Mr. I Stay Woke.